So I just finished filming the upcycle on this top here, and I figured while I'm on a roll, I should just keep going and film my next upcycle video. So today I'm going to be working on these two dresses here. I have a rough idea on what I want to do with these. So hello and welcome. My name is Bianca, and this is a place to inspire and to be inspired. I am not a professional, just a girl with a vision and a sewing machine. And if you like crafting and creating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon so that you never miss a Monday video. So back to today's upcycles. I think I want to work on this one first, but I want to show you what both of these look like. This one still had the tags on it from Zara, but it's extremely tight up at the bust. But since it's really flowy and billowy, I knew that I would have plenty of fabric to do something with. I think I have enough fabric here to make two different projects. The first thing I want to make with this is going to be like a bandana halter style top. Basically, I think I can just cut out a big square and then turn it so that the point comes up at the neck, make a little neck strap, and then where the side corners are, they'll tie around the back. And I think I'll be able to use the rest of this fabric to make a handkerchief skirt. Handkerchief? Hang on.
Handkerchief.
I'm embarrassed to admit how often I Google how to pronounce words. But anyway, so I was thinking of using the leftover scrap fabric to make a handkerchief skirt. I didn't know until recently that this skirt hem had a name, and apparently it's called a handkerchief hem, and I think I will have enough scrap fabric to make something similar. This is the one that I'm actually going to be working on first. I'm more excited about the other one, but I figured we'll save the best for last. I picked this up because I liked the fabric, and it has this cowl neck detail, which I think is really cute. I don't think you can tell on camera how long this dress is, but it's definitely a maxi dress, so we have a ton of fabric to work with. But I just think this looks too formal. I like this pattern a lot, but I want to try to make it more of a casual dress. And it is tiered, so this part here only comes to about just below the knees, I think. I think my first plan of action for this dress is going to be to cut this portion off, and then we can use this for a different project. And then I was thinking of maybe making this a short sleeve top, like a tank top. But I think I want to keep the cowl neck detailing and then maybe add a couple ties to the waist so that it can tie in the back. And then that will kind of bring in the waist as well. I still feel like this is going to look too formal, but we're just going to have to play this one by ear. So now I'm just going to start cutting off this bottom tier. Now I'm going to cut the sleeves off. So now if I just make this a little bit more fitted at the waist. Now the question is, do I want to take in the waist by sewing it, or do I want to add a couple ties to the sides? That way I can tighten it with a tie. And after I remove the sleeves, there's like some sagging under the arms. I'm wearing a dark tank top underneath, so it's hard to tell, but the bottom of the sleeve is like right here. So I definitely want to bring in the underarm a little bit. So it looks like under the arm, I need to take off like 1.5 inches. And then I think down the sides, I'll take off maybe just 1 inch all the way down. I don't really need anything taken off the width at the hips. So I think when I take it in under the arms, I'll also take in at the waist, but then I'll just kind of taper it down to the hips. That way I don't take off too much fabric. So I turn this inside out. It is double layered, so this is the inner lining. I'm going to mark both layers and take off the same amount, but I'm going to do the liner first. And now I can just sew a straight stitch along each of the sides. And to sew this part, I'm going to be using my stretchy thread. And I'm going to turn my tension down to between a 3 and a 2. And now we can do the same thing to the other side. And now that I took the sides in on the liner, we can just move that out of the way. And I'm going to mark all the same measurements on this side. Now that this is fitting better at the waist, I feel like I don't need to add the tie that goes around the back. I feel like this looks perfect. But I do still need to hem the armholes here. And now that I know this fits at the sides here, I can cut off the extra fabric. And I am going to be using my serger to go over those raw edges once I cut off the fabric. And while I'm using my serger, I figured I might as well serge together the liner with this outer layer here just to keep them together. But my serger is still threaded with green thread, which means I have to rethread it now with black so that I can go over the raw edges here and then the armholes. So now we can go ahead and serge the sides and then the armholes together with the liner and then the outer fabric. And now here's what those armholes look like now that we serged together that liner with the outer fabric. And now I can go around the whole perimeter. I'm just going to roll it under and then do a top stitch along this edge. Okay, and here's how those armholes turned out. I think it looks good, but I'm still thinking I want this to be a little bit more cinched at the waist. But if I want to finish that second project today, I'm not going to have enough time to keep working on this dress. So I'm going to use 2 safety pins and put them at the sides. And then I'm going to weave this black bias tape through them and then tie it in the back. And this way I'll have like a temporary tie for the back. And then if I like it, I can make it permanent later. And I just want to place them at the same spot on each side. And this is definitely more bias tape than I need, but we're just going to weave this through one side. And then we can weave this one through the other. So now we have the bias tape through the little safety pins on each side. And now we can just bring this to the back like this. And now we can make it however tight we want and then just tie it in a little bow. And I think this would pair well with my black suede bag. It's still pretty formal in my opinion, but I do think it's less formal than the original version. And here's what the back looks like. It's not perfect, but if you're ever in a hurry or if you don't have a sewing machine but you want to cinch in the waist of a dress, this is a very easy technique and you don't need a sewing machine. Also, if I was going to keep this tie in the back, I wouldn't leave it this long. I would have cut it. But since this is good bias tape, I don't want to waste it because I can still use it for a different project. But just for the sake of showing you guys what it would look like if I took the waist in a bit more, let me know what your thoughts are on this project, if you liked the end result or if you liked the original better. And now we can move on to this project. I think I'm the most excited for this one. So the first thing I need to do to make this halter top is to cut out a big square. And I went through my closet and I found a couple scarves and bandanas. And I feel like this shape will work if we test it out by tucking this into my necklace. And then I'm going to add some extra length to these corners. That way I can tie it in the back like this. But I'm thinking for the neck, instead of doing a neck similar to this, I think I want to just sew a channel up at the top here and then make a really small tie and then weave that through the channel and then I can tie it in the back. I think that'll work. And for size reference, this bandana is 19.5 inches by 19.5 inches. And if it's possible, I would like my square to not have a seam in it, but that might be kind of difficult. This dress does have a seam that goes right down the front, and then it also has a side seam, and then there's also a seam that goes straight down the back. And I'm going to use this as my pattern. So unfortunately at the corner here and here, it does run across that seam a little bit, but I think I can make it work. So now I'm just going to go around with my disappearing ink and I'm going to trace this square. Here's the square we have for the top. It's very sheer, as you can tell. So I decided to cut out the same shape from the liner, and I'm going to attach these together and hopefully make it a smidge less see-through. So I'm just going to line these two together with the wrong sides together, and I'm going to do a really small rolled hem around the whole perimeter, but we're going to have to change out the thread again because I don't think black is going to look good for this project. It's going to be too much contrast. So on my Singer Professional 5, it's going to be my C setting, and I'm going to put my stitch length to a 1. Now that we have our double lined square, I'm gonna pick the corner that's the ugliest, and that's gonna be this one. And I wanna decide how much I want to fold it under. I kind of feel like I want it folded under about this much, and then I'll make a channel. And then so this will be scrunched around the necktie. So I'm gonna make a little mark here. And now I can measure this straight across. And that's where I'm gonna wanna roll this under. And then we can sew across this way. And since this is double lined now, to keep these two layers from shifting when I fold this in half, I'm gonna do a quick top stitch along that line that I just made, just to hold the two pieces together. So now I'm gonna fold that corner down where we had that top stitch. And I wanna leave about 1/2 inch. I'm gonna cut off these little front ties from the dress, and I think I can tie these together. And now I can use my loop turner, and I'm going to put this through, and I'm gonna grab one end and pull it through like this. Okay, so now we can try on this portion and just see how it's fitting. And then these are the corners here that will tie around the back. I think it's turning out good so far. You can see where the seam was on the liner piece. I couldn't find a panel big enough for the liner to not have a seam going somewhere down the center of this top. It's definitely noticeable, but I don't think it ruins the top. Maybe I'm wrong. So this is what the back looks like. I just need to add a tie to each side. That way we can tie this in place. And then I think we'll be good. So I'm gonna use some of the scrap fabric from the bottom here, and I'm just gonna cut 2 long rectangles out of this piece here. Okay, wait, I just looked in the mirror. I look like a toddler about to eat lunch. And this is my bib. Now I can't unsee it. So now we can attach our ties to each of the sides here. It's kind of reminding me of a stingray right now. So when I do ties, instead of just attaching it like this and then sewing here, I like to sew this way and do a top stitch, and then I fold it over. That way I can cover that raw edge. I think it's really cute, and my favorite part is that it's very open back, but there's full side coverage. So even though the back is open, I feel like there's the perfect amount of coverage, and I think that's a good balance. And it pairs so nicely with jeans. I wear jeans almost every day, and I just feel like it's the perfect way to elevate a casual outfit. I love it. Now we can use our scrap fabric and make a handkerchief skirt. So I'm gonna cut the rest of this bottom portion off and then see if I can make a waistband with that. Okay, I changed my mind. I decided I'm gonna cut this top portion off right here, and then I can try this portion on like a skirt. So now this is what we're left with after cutting from here down. So I'm gonna fold this under, and I want it to sit maybe about here. So I'm just gonna add a couple pins to hold this in place. And I think I want to add some rouging to the sides. So I'll probably just add a little strip of elastic at each side. So I'm going to pin this in place now. And now I can do the same thing to this side. Okay, so I'm going to show this up close because I don't know if you can tell on camera when it was further away. But I just rouged it here at the front and then pinned it in place. And then I also gathered it here at the sides. And then in the back here where we have this extra fabric, I'm going to cut a little bit of this extra off and then just have an elastic band across the back. Okay, so now I can remove all these pins, and I'm just gonna do a rolled hem with my serger across the bottom and then across this top band as well, and then we can fold it down and then add our elastic. And here's how our waistband portion is looking so far. You can see we have little points where it dips down here. And that's because this fabric was scrunched when I cut it. So now we can see exactly where we need to add our elastic. And I have some scrap elastic here that I want to use up. So I'm just going to use this little piece here. And now I can stretch and sew this to the side, and then it's going to scrunch up. And I'm going to cut 2 more pieces the same length. So I'm gonna add one here, one to the center, and then one to the other side. And then this is another piece of scrap elastic, and I'm gonna add this to the back. Okay, and here's how that waistband looks now. And we have this elastic here across the back. Now that I completed the waistband, I'm gonna start using the rest of this fabric to cut a bunch of little squares. And I'm not gonna focus on making these perfectly symmetrical squares. And then we can attach them to the waistband like this. Okay, I finished serging all of my squares. Now I'm just gonna start attaching them to this. Basically, I'm just gonna pick a corner, fold it under like this, and then I can pin it to the waistband. Now I can do a top stitch along this waistband here to attach these together. I feel like this would be a really cute halter top. She's very cute. Unfortunately, she's very see-through, so I will be putting on shorts under this, and let's see how it looks. I like how the front turned out. This is pretty much what I was envisioning, but I hate how the back turned out. I wish I could have done the same waistband for the back, but this material just isn't stretchy, so I either needed a zipper or elastic. I'll show you. It's not cute. I don't like the way this looks. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is replicate the front of this in the back, and then just add a side zipper. And then just for the sake of styling, I did add a couple of these white panels underneath. But I feel like after I added a couple of the white panels to the front, it's a lot less see-through. And I paired it with this Abercrombie top. And I also paired it again with my little suede fringe bag and my favorite boots. So let me know which one was your favorite from today. And until next week, bye!